So here we go with a new seed. It took me a while to make it to this village. As you can tell, it's getting a little dark. I decided this time that I would go with a Savannah village, even though they're not generally my favorite because I rarely get librarians. So then I decided to go mining around in this cave, and I was able to find some dripstone, which I can use to make an infinite lava source, and I can also pick up as much iron as I can potentially find. This one I got really lucky in the fact that there weren't that many mobs in here, so I kind of just wandered around as I could. There's a bunch of copper, which I did eventually go back so that I could smelt it, so that I could do some enchanting later on, grabbing as much iron as I could because I like making the iron farms, but you need to have a certain amount of iron before you can make the iron farms. So I was able to grab a bunch of that. And while I do that, be sure to leave a like if you liked it and subscribe. So after getting all that stuff, I decided to start making the iron farm. The directions or tutorial to the YouTube video that I found is in the description. I like this one because I don't have to have a zombie for it, and I've died the one time I tried making an iron farm with a zombie, so I gave up on that pretty quickly. But because of this, how you have to get the villagers into the area, you kind of have to have some iron so you can make the minecart and so I went and I captured this villager. He slept in this building, and I quickly rounded him up, putting him in a minecart, and he was kind enough to stand on the track, and I just shoved him in, and I grabbed him, and then I started to accidentally kill him because he got stuck in the dirt. But we saved him, and I quickly looked around to see if any iron golems were around before I headed back down into the cave below to grab some diamonds because I needed diamonds to create an enchanting table so that I could get some better enchantments than the ones that the villagers were trading me for. So I went to do that and got some more iron, which is always nice because when trading for villagers or with villagers you need it. I did find a ruined portal which gave me frost walking, which is why the water around me is freezing over. So I kind of lit this area up just a little bit, not wanting it to get too far into it because I didn't want to get fall or anything. And then I saw the baby zombie coming for me, and I quickly started backing up, but I didn't want to turn my back to it. And so I decided that I was going to take it on. I was going to fight the baby zombie, which was terrifying. And he started to run away. Then he came back, and so I grabbed him and was like, oh, we're good. And then his friend showed up, and so I quickly ran away. And as he was about to get to me, I built a wall that was too tall for him and ran away. So this is the level of armor that I got after kind of trading myself up for it. I have the helmet from the ruined portal, which I mentioned earlier, which is where I got the frost walking shoes, the Elsa shoes, I guess. I didn't put a block up around here because I didn't see too many villagers kind of wandering around, but then when I walked out there was a pig, so apparently not everybody was safe in this area, which was unfortunate. And so then I decided to start caving in a particular direction and just went for it. It did take me a really long time to get anywhere close to the village because it was pretty much going absolutely nowhere, where it just kept kind of getting lost. And so I made this kind of tunnel basically where I would block off the sides and the roof to try and keep, because it's the soul sand biome, I didn't want to have any skeletons shooting me off. And then when I was towering my way out, as I got closer to the fortress, I was slowly making my way out, and then I started running into issues with gas that knocked me down, and the feather falling shoes came to my rescue, and I survived on Have a Heart. And I was a little thrown off by it, as you can see, as I'm looking around going oh my goodness, I can't believe that just happened. But I survived. and just kind of stood there. I also was in the process of thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get up from here? Thankfully, I was close enough to the fortress and had enough equipment or blocks that I was able to make my way back over without too much issue. But there was definitely a moment of just standing there trying to collect myself as I was going. There's the gas that was after me, so I quickly towered my way in. Anyways, after I made my way up and completed the bridge, I went off to go and collect all of the blaze rods that I need. I don't enjoy fighting blazes as much as I have in the past now that I have died to them. They're not as exciting. I did run into a wither skeleton when I was wandering around here, but it wasn't an issue because I had the 2-block roof limit, so he couldn't hit me. Then I carved a pumpkin since the last 2 times we've tried to attack the dragon. I've died to the Enderman and not the dragon. I decided I would wear the carved pumpkin, which, I'm sad that I need to do, but we do it anyways. Then I sent off the Ender Eye and headed off to go find the stronghold. I eventually found the stronghold and saw all the silverfish down there. I tried hitting the silverfish. I was nervous for a second that they were going to make their way up, but I eventually just had to run away till they despawned and then I came back. Putting the carved pumpkin on my head, I took a deep breath and braced myself as I headed in to the end. This was the first time that I landed on a platform that wasn't attached to it, and I had this massive pumpkin on my head, which was a little annoying to have to deal with. So I slowly towered my way over to the other side with the knowledge that none of the Endermen were going to attack me. But I probably should have been a little bit more concerned about the dragon in this situation because I personally don't like having the carved pumpkin on the head because I can't see anything with this. I recognize the fact that the Endermen can't see me, but I can't see anything else. So I shot down the tower that was closest, and then I ran over to the tower that had the nearest tower that had the cage. Both of the towers that had cages this time were a lot shorter, which were nice. So I sort of did the method that I did last time where I was able to defeat the cave. But unfortunately, because I had the carved pumpkin, I didn't notice that I had dragon's breath on me, and I died.